Hello everyone, welcome to today's daily devotional. I'm standing in the small dining room of the Family Life Center, surrounded by some of the beautiful artwork that our art angels have produced. Seeing these paintings and portraits in frames reminds me of a trip I made to Thailand. As I traveled through Thailand, I noticed that everywhere I went, whether it be a restaurant, a person's home, some other building, everywhere I went, I would see a framed portrait of the King and the Queen of Thailand. I eventually asked my host what that was about, and he said that it's law, that there you have to display the portraits of the king and queen. I reflected back to our own country, thankful that we do not have to do that, it's not a requirement of us, but also thinking about what may be lost if we don't always think about those who are leading us, and not in a respectful way. I reflect on a pastor friend of mine, James Howell. Now, he tells the story of his parents when he was growing up, that every time a new president came into office, they took down the framed portrait of one president and put up the framed portrait of the next. Didn't matter if they voted for that new president or not. Didn't matter if they preferred the previous one or not. If there was a new president, the new president's portrait went up on the wall. It was a reminder to them to pray for that president and to want the best from that president. Tomorrow is Inauguration Day, and as we think about a transition from one president to another, from one leader to another, I hope we're thinking about how to support with prayer and want the best of our new president, just as we supported with prayer and wanted the best of our previous one. It's something I think that relates to Jesus when he was challenged about how to relate with those in official capacity. It's from Matthew 22. The Pharisees went out and laid plans to trap Jesus in his words. They sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians. "Teacher," they said, "we know you are a man of integrity and that you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. You aren't swayed by men because you pay no attention to who they are. Tell us then, what is your opinion? Is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not?" Jesus, knowing their intent, said, "You hypocrites! Why are you trying to trap me? Show me the coin used for paying the tax." They brought him a denarius. He asked them, "Whose portrait is this? And whose inscription?" They said, "Caesar's." He said to them, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." What is God's is what is made in God's image. We are made in God's image. We're to give to God the whole of ourselves. But we also have what in some ways belongs to Caesar. We render taxes because it helps our society to function well. We render our participation in our nation's work and activity because it's part of how we live together. I hope we also will render our prayers for whoever are our leaders, not offering blind loyalty, not seeking to make an assertion that whatever they say must be right. I don't know anyone who's always said all that is right. But I am asking us to be mindful that when we have leaders, we want to respect them enough to pray that they'll do well, to support them with the right ways, appropriate challenge when that is necessary, appropriate compliments when that is right, appropriate respect. That is what we owe to whoever are in leadership positions to us. Not blind loyalty, not absolute acceptance of what they say, but a respectful way of working together to try to bring the best out of our nation, our church, whatever group we're part of. I thank you for joining me in seeking to do that. I wish you all the best today, tomorrow, and beyond.